Did you know that Entrusted Women has a partnership with Leafwood Publishers? That's right. We have partnered with Leafwood to extend the Leafwood Publishers book proposal contest to you. Now, this contest is open to Entrusted Women University members, so if you are already a member, this is part of your membership. But it's also open to non-members as well who purchase access to the contest. Participants will engage in a 6-week online training on how to write a non-fiction book proposal. At the conclusion of this training, participants will then have until October to write and finalize their book proposals before submitting it for review. Proposals at that point will then be evaluated, and the winner will receive a publishing contract and monetary advance from Leafwood Publishers. Yes. The interview you are about to watch with Jason Fikes of Leafwood Publishers is just a taste of the information that we are offering in the book proposal contest. Listen, if you want to traditionally publish a book, you don't want to miss this insider information. Hi, everyone. I hope that you are doing well at the time that you are viewing this video. I'm sharing a new friend with you. Some of you may be familiar. Jason Fikes of Leafwood Publishers. Jason, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Awesome. We are excited to have you. And you guys, some of you may have wondered how we ended up doing a partnership with Leafwood. It's because Jason reached out to me and pitched the idea. And so here we are. And I'm really excited to offer this opportunity to you all, and can't wait to see the book or books that come from it. So if you are not familiar with Jason, I want to just read his bio for you, and then we're going to dive into some questions that you will want to take note of. You might want to grab a pen and some paper so that you could take notes. Jason Fikes is the director of Leafwood Publishers and came to the press after almost 20 years of full-time ministry with churches in Texas and California. This real-life experience has prepared him as an editor to ask his authors to be bold, pastoral, sensitive, and attentive to God's word. He holds a PhD in theology from Fuller Theological Seminary and teaches graduate courses for Abilene Christian University. A lifelong Houston sports fan, Jason also enjoys watching sci-fi and Marvel movies with his teenage daughters, Leah and Abby. How sweet. His area of expertise is developing books that are used by small group leaders, pastors, and teachers. And before coming to Leafwood, he was in full-time ministry for over 20 years and helped women's groups in selecting curriculum, training small group leaders and lay teachers, and organizing church-wide studies, either on the Bible or other critical issues. He was also deeply invested in community outreach and helping the church broaden its evangelical witness. So you kind of know who your audience is, those of you who are going to be submitting book proposals this go round. Though he does much of his work with authors on the front end, he also sees the big picture of the business of publishing, which is a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Manuscripts travel a long and winding road from our pitch room to a reader's bookshelf. And the reality is that the publishing industry is changing right before our eyes. He can help authors understand this evolving ecosystem and how you can use your gifts to best help the church. Okay, so that was a mouthful, but I think it really lays the foundation for our conversation. Would you say so, Jason?
Sure. Yeah, those are all the things that I'm sure they want to talk about more than Marvel movies, but there you go.
Yeah. Well, I discovered at one of the writing retreats that I went to that there's a whole genre for sci-fi, and like there's Christians that want to write it and want to read it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love all that, but I don't publish it. But there you
Yeah,
go.
that's okay. No, I don't think they're in this group. I do
No.
not believe they are here, but they do exist.
That's
Okay,
good.
so let's just keep it moving. Just a little food for thought, but nothing that's pertinent to this conversation that we already have right now. Okay, so what is your role at Leafwood Publishers, and what does that entail?
Sure. So I'm the director at Leafwood Publishers. Leafwood is the trade imprint of Abilene Christian University Press. So it's my job to kind of figure out our vision of what kinds of manuscripts and books we want to publish. So I publish about 20 books a year. So it's my job to go find those books, find those authors, and see that it fits the vision and values of the press. And then I work with agents. I work with connections with people to find those manuscripts. I find those books, and then once we get everything under contract, I review them when they come in. So I read these manuscripts, I read the books to see if it's the book that we asked for, and if there's editorial things that need to be adjusted to make it a stronger book. We work on that developmentally. I do that with the authors. And then I am the go-between on the cover design on the book. They're freelancers that we use to do some really great cover design work. And I interface with them to help them find the cover that they love. And then I pass that on to my team, and they do the deeper edits, the proofreading, the typesetting, and get the book out to market and everything. So a lot of my work's on the front end with the manuscript.
Okay, awesome. And I want to just go back and pick up that term trade imprint and just have you expound on the difference
Sure,
between the publishing with the trade imprint versus publishing directly through Abilene Press. Can you unpack
sure,
that? Yeah.
of course. So our trade imprint, Leafwood, is designed for uh, lay readers and church ministry leaders. It's a platform that we can use to sell directly out to churches. Our university press imprint, Abilene Christian University Press, ACU Press, is for textbooks. It's for Christian higher ed titles. It's for some of our theology or some real specific things when people are looking for tenure and academic promotion. They need that university press label and imprint. That's what their committee wants. But our trade books that we use to sell out to churches are designed to reach into small groups. They reach out when I was a pastor, I always would read books as a what I called a dialogue partner. I'd be teaching Gospel of Luke, and I'd want to be reading something on the side, and that could help support me in the teaching that I would do, or that I could recommend to other people to read. Those are the kind of books that Leafwood is all about.
Okay. So, but not just like to be clear, not just books like for small group or support the textbooks. I mean, support the biblical text type of
Right.
books, but also like books that are on life subjects like
Absolutely.
marriage and children and
Yeah, all those kind of life stages. I mean, the churches that I see, they group some uh, groups and churches lean into the text first. There are others that deal with crises and stages and things that people are going through as the organizing principle of stuff. So we publish in all those sort of areas.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let's talk about some of the mistakes that you've seen authors make. 'Cause I imagine you've seen a lot of proposals come across your desk, some that are fabulous and outstanding, and some not so much. So, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see first time authors make in their book proposals?
Okay, at the proposal level, one thing that is clearly a mistake is when you think that your book is for everyone, right? They like they're writing for
All women.
Every kind, women 18 to 75, right? Like I write for every kind of woman. Well, probably not. You probably write for some niche of people. And so I think first time authors often overestimate who their audience is, and they just haven't done the work to figure out who they write for. And we can figure out who you write for based on the speaking engagements and like who do you talk to? Like what kind of platform have you emerged and built? And do you even know how to build a platform? Like the whole, like how does your book fit into the broader ministry that you're trying to do? Like if you're just trying to write a book to, because God put a message on your heart, and I believe he did. That's fantastic. Like just because he put a message on your heart might not mean that a traditional publisher is the perfect fit for you. And they just haven't done that kind of work, thinking those kind of questions through. The other one I see that's a significant issue is that in their endorsement section of their proposal, they will have all these big name people who they are sure will endorse their book, and they don't know a single one of them. Haven't talked to anybody. Like, you have to be realistic about who is going to talk about your work, and it's people
They're
that
having
you
big
know.
faith. They might be having big faith.
Well, yeah, but that's not big faith. Might not be that you've really thought about the business of what we're trying to talk about here.
Yeah. Okay. Those would definitely be some mistakes. And in the defense of those authors, now that I am an author, and I would not even say a big name author, but one, you get so many requests to endorse books. Like I get a lot of requests. Most of them I say no, because I don't want to have my endorsement on a book that I haven't read. And therefore, if I don't see that in my life I have the bandwidth to read the book, I'll say no. Additionally, it becomes very difficult to get in touch with people, because if you don't have some sort of direct or indirect inroads to someone, the likelihood that you'll be able to connect with them to ask them to sign your book, and they don't have a relationship with you, they don't know you from Adam, it's not very likely.
That's right. It's a big ocean out there, isn't it, Kia? I
Big
mean,
ocean.
it's a big ocean, and the bigger fish all swim together in that end of the pool. And if you don't know somebody who knows them, you're hopeful, but it's not realistic, and you can't put it in a proposal.
Right.
The other element on proposals that I see that's kind of fascinating is folks that have a fantastic proposal. Their chapter explanations are really good. They have a great concept. They've done a lot of work on that. And then when it comes down to reading the chapters, they're not anything like what they say. Like it's like a different person wrote the chapters than wrote the proposal. And that's somebody who's worked hard on the proposal, but just hadn't worked on their personal ability in writing. So that's something that people got to do too. I want you to have a great proposal, and you need one. But if your chapters don't hold up to what you're saying you're going to deliver, that's never a great sign.
Right.
Red flag.
I think sometimes, even with some of the other contests that we do, I think sometimes people have existing content. Like, let's say they self-published a book, sold maybe a few copies, 100 copies, and they're trying to say, can I take this work that I self-published and use it for XYZ content? So it could be, what are your thoughts on that? If you have the book proposal that you've never written a book proposal for before,
right,
but you have the self-published content, and you're going to pull the chapters from the self-published content,
right,
and add it to the book proposal that you just did fresh.
So, Kia, if you don't think that I'm not going to look on Amazon or any other place and see when you turn in something, if it's already on the web, like I'm going to do that. It's not a surprise. So don't try and trick me on that. But
Okay.
like,
Have
because
you had
people
that
do.
experience? Have you had that
Oh,
experience?
yes, I have had that experience in book contests where people have something online and they have given it all away for free online, and then they want to publish a book with it. And then the kind of the controlling question is like, why does somebody buy this if you have given it away for free? Or if you've self-published it already, why is it that they're gonna and they may have and you didn't sell it in that setting? Like, why would I, you know, why would I make the thousands of dollar investment to work with you on the editing and design and proofreading and marketing if you have not, if you don't, if it didn't sell in that other context? So that must mean something about either how you pitched it, how you titled it, how
How you
you
market
promoted
it?
it. Like
Yeah.
something didn't work, or you don't have the platform. So that actually is flagging me that there's something not quite right here. Now, have I taken content from people that have self-published and published that myself and sold thousands of them? Yeah, absolutely. But it's got to be the right project, and there's got to be enough emerging platform, or you got to be able to see how that all fits together.
Okay. Wow. Okay, these are some great nuggets for us to consider as we are preparing to submit our completed book proposal. So I'd rather you know these hard truths on the front end than you do all the work, and on the back end you submit it with your hopes and dreams all in that one response, and then you get back some of this hard feedback that he's giving you right now. So let's just take our medicine and our vitamins on the front end so that we'll be
Well, and
good.
I think that's worth saying, Kia, that um, God puts messages on people's hearts, and if somebody has a message on their heart and they're going to publish something, there are more opportunities to publish now than ever before. It's
Right.
easier to publish now than ever before. You can get your ideas that look good in the hands of somebody, and it can make a difference in their lives. And if that's what we're trying to do, people need to kind of figure out and count the cost of where they are and what they're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And I think it's fantastic if the project is really supposed to be something that's self-published, that it find a home and do that. I think that's the best thing I can do for you, is tell you that. I hope that's not shattering dreams, but
Right.
I just want people to be realistic about what their gifts are and how they can best use those gifts to take care of the people that are their audience. So
Yeah. I think it's just, as an author, I think it is a dream to be traditionally published. And so you get married to that dream, and it's hard to accept anything
yeah,
outside of the parameters that you set for yourself. So it
it's
sounds
good.
like it sounds like
Sure. And
Satan.
I'm
It's
a
like,
small publisher, right? So there
right.
are people in this, probably on this call, that they're I'm probably a really good fit for their dream. Like that there are people that it fits together, but not
Right.
everybody.
Not everybody. And I think when we approach publishing as if we were putting a puzzle together, a jigsaw puzzle piece together, and so it's kind of, try this piece, oh, that piece doesn't work, try this piece, oh, that piece doesn't work, try this piece, oh my gosh, it's a match. If we have
Yeah.
that type of framework, then we will be better for it and likely less disappointed.
That's
So,
perfect.
sometimes with God, it's not a no, it's a not yet, or it's a not now, or it's not this way,
That's
and
right.
then
So that discernment process is really important. I'm
yeah, and
glad you're doing that.
once we've had some time to that, then we're like, oh my gosh, God, you knew what you were doing. Or, I'm so glad it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. I'm glad it happened this way. So, anyways, okay. Um, now that we talked about some kind of things that we don't want to do in our book proposal, what are some book proposals that have stood out to you that you've been like, whoa, wow, I love this?
Yeah, I mean, like, so there's two places to it. One is you just get a very original idea. You get something that's very sticky that, like, you pick it up and
Define sticky.
I mean, sticky is that there are some ideas that you just remember it weeks after you've read it, right? I mean, it stays with you. It makes you want to turn the page, right? You get to the end of the proposal and you want to go, well, what's the next page? Or if I'm scrolling on my computer, what's the next thing? It has led me somewhere. It's reached me emotionally. That resonates. I have a whole stack full of books sitting here on my desk that are people from past proposals. And I read that and I went, man, this person they're reaching me. The writing is really good. The
Yeah.
concept is really good. Those are the ones I get the most excited about, for sure.
And hey, sis, I hope you gained some insight from this interview with Jason Fikes of Leafwood Publishers. To watch this interview in its entirety and to participate in the Leafwood Publishers book proposal contest, simply click the link in the description section below this video. You don't want to miss out on this tremendous opportunity to become a traditionally published author.